Well, hey everybody, if you're a follower of this channel, you know I love my DJI drones. From my Phantom 3 Standard to the Mavic Pro to even the DJI Spark. But what if you could take the Spark and make it smaller, like a consumer drone, a little beginner drone, maybe for your kids or for those that are interested in starting off with drones that have a camera? What if we could take the DJI Spark and just kind of squish it down to this size? The DJI Tello. We're going to take a look at this little consumer drone for beginners, and that's coming right up. So this is the DJI Tello Drone. Now, it was supplied to me via gearbest.com for my honest review of this drone, and I have not been compensated for this review. Now, this is a great little drone that comes with prop guards that I highly suggest using, especially if you're going to use this to fly indoors or if you're a first-time user of drones. It comes with brush motors, but the technology's come a long way in the last few years, and these motors work just fine for this drone's use. And also it comes with an extra pair of props, which is very handy. Now, it has a 14-core Intel processor, which explains some of this drone's performance features. Now, once you download the Tello app onto your phone, binding it to the drone is very easy, as it's done via Wi-Fi and there's no password to worry about. Just make sure that you check for updates for the firmware, because there was a firmware update initially as soon as I tried to bind it, so do the update. Now, this app is very, very easy to use, and this user interface is extremely intuitive. Now, I must say that when you think of drones with cameras on them, in the budget market, you're usually going to get something that has very horrible DJI type video quality, but that's not the case with the Tello. I was very surprised by its video quality, even though it's only in 720 HD, and I really wish it was 1080, but the 720 video turned out great with nice detail, sharpness, colors, and it has electronic image stabilization built in, and it works really rather well. Now, keep in mind that all the video shots that I'm showing you were captured outside, and it was very windy, so you can see that the EIS is trying its best to compensate for the drone's movement, and I'm sure that on a day with no wind at all, it would be even better. Now, with saying that about the wind, you have to keep in mind that this drone will struggle in strong winds, and you'll run a risk of it having to fly away. But with its optical flow sensors on the bottom, it does a nice job of keeping the drone steady and precise without worrying about the drone wandering around, and it keeps its position quite nicely. It's small, light, weighs only 80 grams, and is very nimble and very easy to operate via the Tello app. Now, one thing to keep in mind is on the bottom sensors do not like reflective surfaces. So please take care if you're going to fly it over water or any kind of shiny floors or tabletops. And here you can see that the Tello would not land on the table, as the tabletop was just a little bit too reflective. But once I put something underneath it that had a pattern, it landed right away. One really big surprise was the photo quality that this drone can take. It has a 5-megapixel sensor that shoots photos in JPEG at a resolution of 2592 by 1936. And in my opinion, the photos came out very sharp, crisp, and detailed with nice color. And here, when we zoom in just a little bit, you can see the details are still there in this photo. So I was very surprised. Now, the drone has a top speed of 17.8 miles per hour, is in optimal conditions, and its range is 100 meters, give or take. So try to really keep the drone within line of sight and don't let it get too far from you, because once it does disconnect from your cell phone via the app, what's going to happen is the drone will just go right into landing mode. So wherever it is, it's going to land. So be cautious with that. Now, the Tello drone comes with an 1100 milliamp hour battery, but it's really weird because there's no charging cable that came with it, but it's not a really big deal because I got a ton of micro USB cables around the house. Charging is done via the USB port on the side, and when charging, it will have a blue light that blinks to indicate that it's charging, but once it's fully charged, the blue light will stay on solid to alert you that it's full. Flight time is advertised at 13 minutes of flight, which is fantastic given a drone this size. But in my real world testing, I got a solid 11 minutes each time I flew it, and charging the battery on this Tello takes just a little bit over an hour. Now, as great as this drone is, there are a few downsides. One is the fact that if you take a photo with the drone and you attempt to go back into video mode and record a video, all of a sudden the stabilization is turned off for the video, which you can see here in this clip. So you're gonna see, I took a photo and then I went to video, attempted to shoot a video, and you can see that for some reason the electronic image stabilization does not work. The only workaround is to actually land the drone, turn it off, stop the app, reinitialize the app and the drone, bind them together, and then take video from there, and then all of a sudden the EIS is working again. Now, on another downside about this drone, and another point was the app kept freezing on me. So as soon as I would hit stop on the video recording, the app screen would freeze and I'd have to restart the app. And unfortunately, any video that was taken was not recorded. It was lost each time. Now, after contacting Tello from the app, which was really unique because I got a human within seconds, it gave me a rundown of how to fix the freeze problem, which I was happy to report it actually worked. And I'll put up a little photo of our conversation here so that you can take a look, just in case you have the Tello drone, you run into the same issue. These are the step-by-step things that he wanted me to do, which actually took care of it. But now the photo taking, turning off the electronic image stabilization problem is still there. Also, each time you use a featured mode like the 360 or the circle, once the drone has finished that mission, the video stops recording all of a sudden. So it's not continuing the video, and there was a lot of times where I looked down and it's like, well, it's not recording video. And then I noticed, well, okay, it did this circle, and I looked down at the screen, the mission was done, video stops. So you have to be aware of that if you do a little mission with this, that it will stop video recording once the mission's done. But I'm sure that can be fixed in a firmware update. So for under $100, do I think that this Tello drone is worth it? Yes, it's a super fun beginner toy drone that's got some really nice features packed into it, and the electronic image stabilization works really nicely for a drone in this category. I think that, you know, when you look at the footage, considering its size, it is not a DJI Spark, so you're not going to get the range, you're not going to get the gimbal type of stabilization, and you're not going to get that 1080p or the satellite connectivity. But as a beginner drone, if you guys are out there thinking about, you know what, I want a drone and I want something inexpensive just to start with, the Tello drone could be the drone for you to start with, because like I said, it's got some really neat features packed into it. Some of the other features are it has auto takeoff and auto landing. Now it works just like the DJI 4 Go app does regarding that for auto takeoff and landing. On your phone, it will give you a low battery protection alert, so you can see the status of the battery. You can see the Wi-Fi signal, how well that it is connected. It has the visioning positioning system, which is really nice. That's on the bottom of the drone. On a 2-thumb scale, I will give this one 1.5 thumbs up, because I just think it needs a little bit more fine-tuning on the firmware via the Tello app. But all in all, for this little guy, I mean, it's well built. It has rubber feet on the bottom. Just a nice little drone all the way around. Fun little guy. I've had a blast with this thing. I want to give a big thank you to GearBest.com for supplying this drone to me to test out, and tell me in the comment section below your thoughts about the DJI Tello drone. Do you think it's worth it? I think it's a really cool little drone, especially if you're going to get some for your kids. I may hand this one over to my soon-to-be 8-year-old daughter and let her have some fun with it. I've also included a link down below in the description to this drone. It's on sale at GearBest right now. GearBest is running a big sale for the upcoming Black Friday. That's right, Black Friday deals. And I'll be doing a video this coming Thursday for Thanksgiving, just to let you know all the Black Friday deals that are going on, whether it's on Amazon or Banggood or GearBest, but I'm gonna let you know all the deals that are going on. So until next time, I hope you guys have yourself a great day and talk to you later. Bye.